Hey everybody, it's Justice for Comics. It is Friday. It is time for the review of the CBSI Hot 10 list. This list comes out every Friday afternoon, and we're going to review and see what's kind of moving this week, what seems to be the hot books that are moving in the aftermarket this week. So let's take a look here. We'll start off with the honorable mentions. First one is Shock Illustrated number 3. Kind of a cool cover. This is an EC book, probably from the 1950s. 7.0 just sold for $3,600. Says this is in theory the rarest EC published book and was produced as a big middle finger to the comics code. So technically this isn't GA. I don't know what that is, but whatever. I don't. It's a cool looking cover, I guess. Yeah, that era. A lot of these, again, CBSI throws on an old book pretty much every week, whether it's really important in the market or not. I don't really think it is, but they're showing some love to that section of the collecting market. The next one is Unicorn number 1, the VHS 1 in 10 variant. I don't remember seeing this at Midtown. I think I grabbed the regular A cover, which did sell out. I don't know. I didn't see this one, but it's selling around $25 to $30. Kind of a cool cover. I have no idea what the story's about. I have no idea if that comic book's any good, but seems to be moving in the aftermarket right now. Moving on to number 10 on the list, Captain America number 25, the Adam Hughes 1 in 50 variant. Very cool cover from 2014. This is one I kind of forgot about. I remember probably looking at that at one time. Man, 9/8 is selling around $750. Raws are probably well over $100, I'm assuming. Not an easy book to find. Yeah, I mean, that Captain America series was not the greatest. I collected it. All the A covers, unfortunately. I don't think I picked up any of the incentive covers. And I only collected like through issues 22 or 23. So, of course, I missed issue 25, which was probably the only book that was worth picking up out of that entire run. Yeah, I still can't sell them. I still have them sitting in a sell box. But yeah, that run was not the greatest. Rick Remender, he's done other things since, but that was definitely not a very, very memorable Captain America run, in my opinion. Number 9 is Special Marvel Edition number 15. First appearance of Shang-Chi. Obviously, the movie trailer just dropped. Looked pretty good. I liked the trailer. I mean, it's basically he's Bruce Lee. I mean, that's basically what Shang-Chi is. He's basically Bruce Lee in comic book form. 9.0 sold for $2,400. Twice what it was going for a month ago. A 7.5 just sold for $1,200 and a 6.0 for $900. So yeah, there's some buzz on this. I mean, that's the time to sell it, right when that trailer drops. So, and as soon as it hits the CBSI list, this would be a good time. If you do have an extra copy or a copy that you were looking to sell, this would be your moment. So take note of that. Number 8 is War of the Realms, New Agents of Atlas number 1. This was a book I had in my collection at one time. I think I bought it for cover price. I think I sold it around $30 or $40, something like that. I sold it probably over a year ago. I didn't think it was that great of a story. I know there's some first appearances in there, and that's what's driving it. Perhaps some of these characters are going to show up in a Disney Plus series. I think that's the speculation there. Raws are selling around $70 right now, and 9/8s are, looks like $250 to $325, right in that range. Ben says he would suspect this will need to be a very long hold. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea when that stuff's going to materialize, but I didn't really care for the comic book. That's why I sold it. Number 7 is Wolverine Origins number 10. I collected all those Wolverine Origins. Unfortunately, I don't have the variant copy with the third claw. That would have been nice to have, but yeah, A cover selling around $100. The Arthur Sudam is selling about half that amount. I have both. I don't have the third claw variant, though. That's the one that definitely will be a much higher price. Um, yeah, what is it? First appearance of Dakin, Wolverine's son. Maybe he'll show up at some point. It says here to say that people are jumping on board with Dakin, or they are just really hoping that a big flip will come shortly. Yeah. So there's some speculation on that at the moment. Number 6 is Secret Warriors. Number 2, I think was it this issue? Yeah, I think there was another issue that people were also chasing. I can't remember which one. I know there was a couple issues from that run. Maybe 11 or 12. I think one of those issues. I think there was a first appearance of Leviathan. I think it was like 11 or 12. But issue number 2 is the first Madam Hydra. And I think people are saying that that's who appears at the last, I guess, one of the last scenes of the Falcon and Winter Soldier show. The actress that plays her is from Seinfeld. Louis Dreyfus, I think, is her last name. I can't remember her first name. I know her as Elaine Bennis from Seinfeld. Interesting scene with her in it. Good chance she's going to be Madam Hydra, so of course this book is blowing up. It was a cover price book to about $30 now. I'm sure with this list dropping, it's probably going to be even higher than that. Don't be surprised. Number 5 on the list is Iron Fist, The Living Weapon, number 1. I did like this series. I love Kerry Andrews' artwork in this. He does the covers and the interior artwork. It's very cool. It's very stylistic. I like the series. I collected all the issues, so I do have this book in my collection. Glad to see that it's starting to move up in price. Now selling, I guess that first issue is now selling around $40, so that's good. Some of those issues had low print runs. I wouldn't be surprised if that entire series or that set starts to move quite a bit more in money just because the print run was pretty low on that. All right, moving on to number 4 is Convergence, Superman number 2. First appearance of Jonathan Kent, or John Kent, baby John Kent, the child of Superman and Lois Lane. $40 to $50 book. Yeah, it's a key book. He doesn't seem to be going anywhere. He's going to be in the DC universe as far as we can tell. I know the multiverse thing, all that just happened. And I don't think he's going anywhere. So good book to look for. You know, you could probably still perhaps find that in a back issue bin for cheap. Manny the comic collector could probably find that and hunt it down. Not likely I'll ever find it where I live, but yeah, if I want that book, I'll have to spend $40 to $50 on it now, it looks like. All right, number 3 is a book I have in my collection. I've had it a long time. It's a great series to collect. I bought all the entire run to that Weapon X Marvel Comics Presents series. I think it's issue 72. That's the first issue all the way through 80, I think, or 85. I can't remember how many issues it was, but yeah, it's a really cool comic series. Definitely some of those issues are hard to find in high grade. It looks like a 9.8 just sold for $1,000. Crazy. This was a $150 book in 9.8 just about a month ago. So it's the origin of Weapon X program. Yeah, I mean, it's one of these books that's been around a long time. It's probably been undervalued for a long time. I've probably talked about this in the past, that you could still buy the whole set. I mean, just until recently here, you could buy that whole set for pretty cheap, maybe $20, $25. I think that's about what I paid for it several years ago. So I'm glad it's going up. But yeah, $1,000 for a 9.8 seems a little pricey. But again, that could be a tough book to find in high grade. Remember, that is an old book now. It's probably a 30-year-old book, so a lot harder to get those 9.8 grades. Number 2 is a book that just came out, I think last week, Batman Fortnite 0 Point, or is this one that comes out this coming week? I think it comes out this coming week. Again, I missed it. I should have grabbed one. I didn't. All 3 covers are selling around $20 to $25. There was an auction for this A cover. Some crazy bonehead paid like over $100 for it. I don't know what's going on. is this something that's going to be hot long term? I don't think so. I think you should instead put the money into the Joker #2. I think there's a lot better chance long term of the first Daughter of Bane. I think that has a lot more legs to it than this book. But hey, to each his own. It's a cool looking cover. If you're a big Fortnite fan, I can see why there's people chasing it. But yeah, it wasn't something I had on my radar. #1 is Incredible Hulk 181. This has been an expensive book for a long, long time, unless you've been living in a cave. Why is this book blowing up in price? Well, no doubt about it. The sports collecting market has bled over to the comic book market. There's verified reports of people from that collecting market are going after high-grade key books, and this is obviously very high on everyone's list. An 8.0 just sold for 11 grand. I mean, that's absolutely crazy. The 9.6 2 years ago sold for under 10. How do I know? Because I used to own a 9.6 White Pages, and I can only imagine what that would sell for right now if an 8.0 is selling for 11,000. At 7.5 just sold for 10,000. A 6.5 sold for 7,200. I agree with Ben here. He says, look, I love Wolvie as much as the next guy, but these prices are ludicrous. Remember just a few months ago when Michael Jordan rookies were breaking the bank daily. Just saying that history tends to repeat itself. For those that don't know, those prices did come back down to earth. Yeah, I would be very careful chasing these prices. No doubt about it. This is going to be a book that will always be a blue chip, always have a pretty high value to it. The time to buy these blue chip key books is when there's a recession. Right now, the stock market's hot. Real estate's hot. Everything's really hot. Lumber prices are going through the roof. So asset prices are, Bitcoin is pretty high as well. Yeah, I mean, everything is going nuts at the moment. So just be very, very careful. I eventually will pick up a 9.6 White Pages of this book down the road when I have quite a bit of money to spend on it. I absolutely am okay with paying a lot of money for it. It's one of those things in life I think about a lot. I should have never sold it, and I did. But at least I owned it for a while. I owned it for a couple years, and yeah, it's a nice memory. Someday I'll have the asset in the fortune to buy it back, I think. It's just one of those blue chip type comic books that will always have tremendous value, I think. But yeah, there's a time to buy it, there's a time not to, and I would be very leery of buying it right now. So I'll wait till the next recession. I'm sure there's one coming around the corner here at some point. All right, guys, that's what I had for you. That's your Hot 10 list. Well, let me know what you guys think about it. Those are my comments and reviews. I do have 1, 2, 3. Looks like I only have 3 of the top 10, so not the best week for me as far as having those books. But yeah, I think it's an interesting list. I think some of those books are worth looking for. Some of them are a little overpriced, and I would be a little leery of chasing them right now. All right, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell for notifications, leave a comment, let me know what you think of this video. I also wanted to just thank John Guiong for coming on. I think he pronounces it Jing, but I pronounce it Guiong. I don't know. John, we'll call him John. He came on my channel last night. It was a great interview. I had a couple of you in the chat. I was kind of expecting more people to be in the chat. I was a little disappointed in that. I think I only had like 5 or 6 people in the chat. And I did advertise it quite a bit. But yeah, I guess on a Thursday night, maybe at 9 o'clock, maybe it wasn't the best time for people. It's interesting. I've had my shows on at 5:30, 6 o'clock, and I'll have 15, 20 people in the chat. And I do it later at night. I would think that there would be more people available, but it didn't work out that way. But I do appreciate Infamous Chasing Comics on Instagram. He helped provide the banner. I wanted to thank him for doing that. Appreciate him helping me out with that. And it was a great show. I had a great interview with him, and I definitely think I could have him back on. I mean, we hit it off really well. He let me know, next time he comes to Florida for a con, probably not this year, but in early 2022, I might go out and see him at MegaCon. He usually goes to MegaCon, probably not this year, but usually every year he'll go. So I might go out there and meet John, and maybe I'll film a video at the con. That'd be kind of fun. So just wanted to relay that. Appreciate everybody. If you can, leave a comment, like the video, share it if you can, and that helps me grow the channel. Hope you guys have a great Friday and a great weekend as well, and I'll see you soon.